Well, it's Wednesday, and we're on day 3 of the second week of our fourth quarter 12-week challenge. This challenge is getting us ready to walk confidently into 2022. Now, what I'd like to ask you to do is to think about rearranging and replacing. Remember, this week we're talking about our environments. And sometimes we do need to, just for the sake of our own psyches, rearrange things. I can clearly remember at one point living with someone who said to me that I could never be married to a blind person because I love to rearrange things constantly. And back then I did. I was much younger and I was always looking to do something new. And sometimes the easiest thing to do was to just rearrange the furniture. Now, 50 years later, I don't really have the energy to do that. And so I don't move things around quite so much. However, it is sometimes necessary to rearrange and replace things in our spaces, whether it's our workspaces or our living spaces. And what I'd like to ask you to do is to look around to see if there's something that you've again been tolerating. And I'm going to talk a lot probably about tolerating things this week, because one of the things that I've come to learn, and I learned it many years ago from a gentleman who is considered to be one of the fathers of modern day coaching, Thomas Leonard, is that you must not tolerate things in your life, because tolerations are basically little annoyances that really do cut down on the good quality of your life. So, is there a nail sticking out of a wall that you always have to move around to get by? Or is there something else in your environment that you just tolerate? Maybe a loose doorknob that it would take 10 minutes to fix. Or maybe a frayed blanket that maybe you should just get rid of to replace it. Or a broken cup. One of the things that I have come to learn is that once something is chipped or broken, it just needs to go. There is no reason to have it anymore because you're not going to use it. And unless it's really a dear memory from someone you love very much, just get rid of it. Get rid of it. What are you keeping it for? That adds to the clutter that we spoke about 2 days ago. And it just should go. So look around. Is there something that if you just arranged it a little bit differently, it would brighten your world and make you feel better? Is there something that you do need to replace? And if you do, then just if you can replace it. Sometimes we have to save up to replace certain things, but that's okay. Absolutely, there's one thing that I have in my life that is actually a piece of clothing that I love, and it has become frayed over the years. And because I am a seamstress also, I wanted to remake this thing. And I realize now that I don't have time, and it is a coat, and I am in New York, and we're about to go through winter, and there are people who can use coats who are not going to care if the coat is frayed as long as it's clean and usable. So the coat is going to a coat drive. And those are some of the kinds of things that I'm talking about. What can you rearrange? What can you replace? I've had to get rid of a lot of books, and I've given them away because there are people who can read them. My books are my friends. They're like my family. Some of them are like my children, but they all can't live here. Otherwise, I'd be like the little old woman who lived in a shoe. And so I can't spank the books and send them to bed like the little old woman did. So the books are being given away to people who will love them as much as I do. So again, what can you rearrange? What do you need to replace? I look forward to talking with you tomorrow. And thank you so much for taking some time and giving this some thought.